Sometimes your students will still come up with an interpretation you've never thought of before. So this semester, I was teaching Homer's Iliad.
So from this professor I just discovered, this is a cool take on the Iliad, and it got me thinking about translations. I was just reading this article by Adam Gopnik, How to Read the Good Books, and it's mostly about translations of the Bible and the Quran, which I can talk about more if people are interested in that, but he also mentioned something about the Iliad. By the way, on the Iliad, I do think it's a book that anybody should read, because on its surface level, it's a great war story that is fascinating. But a little bit like the Bhagavad Gita, underneath that war story is a very deep meditation on fate and right action in difficult times. And while you can read the top level story and enjoy it and find it fairly understandable, it's something you can always dig into more deeply. And that's why it's fun to have so many different translations and different eras in how they came at these problems. As Gopnik says here, in every generation you get a new translation of Homer that goes with the times. So in the Elizabethan times you had George Chapman, in the Augustan you had Alexander Pope, and now you have Robert Fagles and Emily Wilson for the modern texts. So there's a jumping off point for getting into Homer, but also makes me want to ask a question. Do you have any great translations where you were just blown away that this person did a translation of one of the great works of human creativity? One that I've mentioned here before is Goethe's Faust by Bayard Taylor, and then someone on this app also turned me on to Longfellow's translation of Dante's Inferno, which I had no idea this great poet took a crack at one of the great pieces of allegory of all time. So, do you have any to recommend in this alley as well?